WHOU-TV Wheelmobile at a location near you.
Sign up at the Wheelmobile, and if your name is selected, you'll be part of a contestant audition.
The Wheelmobile, courtesy of Holiday World of Houston, will be at Kroger March 25th, Palais Royal March 26th, and Superior Waterbeds on March 31st.
Hey, Houston.
We want you in the spirit of Texas.
Chance to appear on Wheel of Fortune, and they did not come empty-handed. The folks entertained themselves by playing cards and board games. One woman even brought a mini TV set. Others opted for a chance to catch a quick nap. The popular game show will tape shows right here in Houston next month. Now, if you are interested in joining the fun, call the Wheelmobile hotline. Here's the number, 281-878-8000. Don't forget to enter the code 1111. It's very important because thousands of folks want to be part of Wheel of Fortune.
Well, yeah, bring the cards, the board games. You're going to wait.
For a while.
That's the news. Thanks for being with us this evening.
And finally tonight, as if you didn't know, a popular TV game show that airs right here on Channel 11 will tape in Houston this weekend.
Well, that's right. Wheel of Fortune is making a local stop, and today dozens of people continued the long journey to become a contestant. Deborah Martine reports.
No one had to tell this crowd to be enthusiastic.
I'd like to buy an eaglet.
They were trying out for Wheel of Fortune. The popular television game show is taping in Houston this weekend, and these hopefuls wanted to be contestants. But first, they had to introduce themselves and impress the selection committee.
Hello, my name is Bruce Kay. I'm a native Houstonian, piano player, played for the mayor's birthday party and a couple of other things.
My name is Linda Bain. I'm a native Houstonian and so proud to be born in Texas.
There was a wheel to spin.
I'm gonna spin one more time.
Which sometimes didn't go contestants' way. But the Houston crowd nonetheless impressed the judges.
When they came to the Wheelmobile, I mean, there were literally thousands upon thousands of people at the auditions, but the people who are here today are absolutely spectacular.
64 people tried out. No one knew who would make it. But then there was Eugene, as close as you can get to a sure thing.
My name is Eugene Gunn. I'm from Houston, Texas. I work for a major oil and gas exploration company, and I've waited since I was 8 years old to say this. I want to spin the wheel!
Eugene didn't get a letter, never solved a puzzle, but his enthusiasm for every hopeful was overwhelming. In the end, 26 of the 64 hopefuls made the finals. They will be auditioned again in hopes of making the final 12 Houston players. Deborah Martine, 11 News.
Eugene had been in line for 15 hours, by the way.
15 hours at one of our Wheelmobile stops. But it was worth it, and good. Well, I hope he wins, or at least he gets to the finals.
I think Eugene was drinking coffee for those entire 15 hours.
I need Eugene's energy when I come into work in the morning. So.
Good luck to all you contestants out there.
And the rest of you, thanks for joining us tonight.
We hope you have a good night. So long.
Capture the excitement. Step behind the curtain. Meet the stars. As Channel 11 presents your backstage pass to America's favorite game show, The Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, this is great, isn't it?
Well, good evening. I'm Tanya Bendixson.
Sounds strange, doesn't it, to say good evening? But that's what we're saying. Good evening. I'm Matt Musil.
Well, you know, it sounds strange because normally we're the hosts of the Spirit of Texas this morning, but we have something really special planned tonight. You're getting a behind-the-scenes look at one of Houston's favorite shows, The Wheel of Fortune.
So don't go away. We have your Wheel of Fortune backstage pass. We're getting ready to give the big wheel its first spin.
The Wheel of Fortune has been spinning for lucky contestants the past 15 years. Merv Griffin is the creator and executive producer. He came up with the idea for the show in 1975, and the wheel was a bit different then.
People forget, we used to be a shopping show. You would get money, and then you would buy hugely overpriced merchandise with it. You know, for $12,000, I'll have that Naugahyde couch. Now, people like the cash thing, and we get to play. We don't waste all that time shopping for ceramic Dalmatians. But yeah, the show has changed, but not at the core. I mean, when you have a success, you try to keep it fresh, and you add a new category. You glitz up the set a little bit, or you buy me a new tie or something. But you don't mess with the basic game because people like it, and so that hasn't changed a great deal.
Since its 1983 syndication, lucky contestants have won over $98 million in cash and prizes.
Leonard, the Saab 900 SE convertible will take your breath away.
That's enough to make anybody scream with happiness. And today, the wheel is seen in 51 overseas markets and reaches more than 100 million weekly viewers worldwide. Back here in the States, America's favorite game show is hosted by Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
From the Sony Pictures Studios, it's AM and FM Week on...
Sajak took over as the host of Wheel in 1981. Vanna White joined Wheel of Fortune in 1982, and since then, she's logged more than 310 miles turning letters at the puzzle board.
15 years ago, when we started the show, I never dreamed that it would ever last this long, but I am certainly thankful and grateful that it has, and hopefully it will for many years to come.
She said she would make it in time for the show, and yet, Vanna, where?
Right here?
What a production, huh?
Together, Pat and Vanna have shared their lives with viewers as they step from the TV screen right into your living room.
It's great working with Pat. We're like a brother and sister team.
She is what she appears to be. I mean, she's a nice person.
We have never had one argument in 15 years.
So that's pretty good to say about anybody.
He makes me laugh. He's cute. He's adorable.
I've known her longer than I know my wife, and but not as well, I should add.
He's funny.
I mean, if you ask her what she does for a living, she says, you know, I touch letters. I mean, that's it. She makes the joke on herself.
I just love working with him.
This past April, the wheel rolled into Houston to tape 10 shows. You can see those shows and the lucky Houstonians who had a chance to spin the wheel beginning May 4th right here on Channel 11.
Just to bring the wheel here to Houston, it took 15 semi-truck trailers. They packed 300,000 pounds of equipment on those trucks, and they've had a crew here of over 100 people working day and night just to get this thing on the air. Now, that seems like a lot of effort for just a game show, right? Well, we're going to introduce you to some people who think that all of this time and effort was well worth the price. They've come from far and wide to sit, sleep, and stand in long lines in hopes of being one of the lucky ones that gets a lucky number.
Great, wonderful.
What do you think about being the last one?
Lucky? Maybe it's a thing of things to come.
For the past month, the Wheelmobile and its crew has driven across the Houston area in search of people who think they have what it takes to be a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune.
I've been watching the weather since 3 o'clock this morning to see what was happening and if I was going to make it. My husband brought me and I got that number, so I'm so happy.
From east to west and north to south, wherever the Wheelmobile arrived, there was always a crowd.
Wheel of Fortune!
The Wheelmobile visited 13 different sites around the area, handing out winning numbers to a grand total of 3,300 lucky Houstonians. A random drawing whittled the number down to 120 lucky people who received a callback from the Wheel of Fortune producers. Now the pressure is on as the second round begins. The question is, who will make the final cut and become one of the 12 finalists who will get a chance at spinning the wheel with Pat Sajak and Vanna White?
What happens when some of our lucky hopefuls face the second round in the contestant search? Will they be able to handle the pressure? Stick around and we'll show you. Then later, Tanya and Matt will take a spin themselves as they try to match wits with the wheel. Stick around. You don't want to miss the fun.
College of the Mainland.
Welcome back to Backstage Pass. We are having a great time. We've got a problem.
Wait a minute, we've got a problem here. Let me take care of this, Tanya. There we go. The Spirit of Texas this morning. That's our regular show. You can check it out Monday through Friday morning at 5:30 a.m.
You know what? We have had so much fun in doing this behind-the-scenes special. There's a lot of energy. People trying to get on the show. It's so much fun to watch.
People get nervous when they get to the studio, but during the audition process, oh, wow, it is incredible. The high intensity and just the pressure-packed nature of the whole thing. Everyone's trying to impress the producers so they can be on the show.
Everybody wants to be on the wheel.
Round 2 begins with an enthusiastic cheer from all the contestants.
Ready to go, guys?
The object of this game is to impress the producers.
I guess we're probably seeing about 200 people total. And that's out of literally the thousands of people that showed up at the Wheelmobile sites. The perfect contestant is someone who is going to be a good player, who's going to hold up under the pressure of the performing situation, playing live on television. Who's going to be fun? Who's going to react when they solve the puzzle? We want someone who's going to share that natural joy, right? That natural enthusiasm. We're looking for that.
And if it's enthusiasm he wants, then this crowd is certainly ready for him.
We like people who are animated, outgoing, who have a genuine desire to be on the show.
Animated, outgoing, a desire to play the game? Sounds like something I could do. So, with a little instruction, it was time to step up to the plate.
My name is Matt Musil. I'm representing Kansas State University. And is there a D? Spin?
5,000.
Is there a K, please? All right, can I solve the puzzle, please? Yeah. Shake your booty and do the hustle.
In the end, only 12 contestants would be chosen to play the game for real. The rest of us would have to be content with our memories and a priceless souvenir.
Here we go.
Come on.
See, I tell you what, this is too much pressure for me. Those auditions, I couldn't do it, but you were great.
That was a wild scene, wasn't it? But I'll tell you what, the people who actually went through the audition process, the 12 finalists will get a chance to stand right here where we are.
And doesn't this place look incredible? For the past week, a lot of workers have been spending all kinds of time turning the convention hall into the set of Wheel of Fortune.
Let me give it one more spin.
You go.
Rodeo season may have come and gone, but it is never too late to go Texan. And that's exactly what Wheel of Fortune is doing. Vanna tries out the shirt and the boots. Hollywood rolls into the George R. Brown Convention Center and sets up shop. Co-producer Steve Schwartz oversees the process.
Basically, we take a convention center or a legitimate theater and turn it into a TV studio. So that requires about 300,000 pounds of equipment, 10 to 12 semi-tractor trailer rigs, and all the other support equipment that you're going to see here behind us.
Now, though the technical equipment may be unfamiliar to you, set isn't, especially the wheel and Vanna's puzzle board.
That's the actual same puzzle board that we use in the studio. And the wheel that you're going to see here is the same wheel that we use in the studio. So everything you see here, set piece-wise, is identical to what we use in the studio. It is the actual equipment.
The wheel hasn't changed much over the past 15 years, but Vanna's puzzle board has. Now it's made up of 52 20-inch monitors.
And they're all on their sides.
On show day, a combination of frame stores, laser discs, and computers all feed Vanna's puzzle board with the right letters for the day's puzzles.
We do 5 shows. We keep 5 puzzles for each show. Then actually there's 5 more bonuses as well, but we don't get to just before the show for security reasons.
All this electronic gadgetry is then quite literally at Vanna's fingertips.
When she touches one of the monitors, there's a switch there. When she touches it, the letter comes up. It works right. And usually it does.
Now somebody's got to bring the engineering and staging aspects together in the show, and that's Bob Sophia's job.
We're in the process of hanging our truss and our lighting instruments. That is always the very first step, because we have to get everything off the ground so that we can start building our set underneath it. As soon as the lighting goes up, the set can go in place, and then we can start doing our engineering.
Cameras and monitors serve double duty. They provide the director with shots for the show, and they give everybody on the show behind the scenes a view of the show's progress so they can do their work too.
Different people need to see different things. It's not everybody always looking at the same picture. So we have, coming from our mobile unit, 19 different video feeds heading out to the floor, making sure that the PA person is seeing what he wants to see, the score sees what they want to see, and so on.
It all costs about $1.75 million to produce the Houston episodes of Wheel of Fortune, so you can be sure that everything is up and running by Showtime.
This is where the rubber meets the road right here. This all has to come together so that Pat and Vanna can come out and do what they do.
15 years without a disagreement? Is it possible? Tanya Bendixson and Matt Musil find out.
Right here on KHOU.
In the spirit of Texas.
Wheel of Fortune's presence here in Houston has spurred media interest from all around the Southwest. Basically, everyone wants to talk to Pat and Vanna. I guess they just want to find out what they're really like. Are they as genuine in person as they appear to be on TV? Well, Tanya and I had the opportunity to find out.
Do you think that it's because of the game, or is it because of the camaraderie that you have, or I mean, where is the magic? Where does it come from?
I don't know. I don't know there is magic, but one of the nice things about being a part of a successful show is nobody knows for sure what elements make it work. I mean, and at negotiating time, that's very helpful to me because, I could be a detriment for all they know, but they can't take the chance. The show is doing too well. I don't know. I probably add a little something. Vanna adds a little something. But, in a game show, it's the game. It keeps coming down to that. There's something compelling about the game. If you walk past a set and our show is on, you have to play along. You can't not play along. It's just, that's the way it's built.
Worldwide, over 100 million viewers a year would agree.
I like trying to solve the puzzles. Me and my husband play against one another.
Who usually wins?
He does.
I wait every day to see when it's going to come on. That's what I do. I always like to see them when they win and get all excited and everything.
Cash and prizes generate a great deal of interest, but die-hard Wheel of Fortune fans are just as interested in the hosts.
We love Vanna!
Pat Sajak grew up in Chicago, attended Columbia College, and got his first broadcasting job at a Chicago radio station. In 1968, his broadcast career was interrupted by a tour of duty in Vietnam. And like the Robin Williams character in the movie, Pat greeted hundreds of American soldiers with the familiar words, "Good morning, Vietnam!" After his tour of duty, his career in radio and television took him to Los Angeles. While working as a weatherman in L.A., Pat Sajak got his biggest break. Merv Griffin asked him to host a show called The Wheel of Fortune.
When I started, game show hosts had a little bit of a different image, and you were supposed to be, you were supposed to go out there, hey, you want $10,000, and those things that comics do when they're making fun of games. But I never could do that. And luckily, Merv Griffin, who hired me, never asked me to do that. I always said, do what it is you do, and whatever it is I do, I do it. It seems to be working, so don't make me question it now.
What Pat Sajak does, he does very well. According to Nielsen Ratings, the system that tells TV executives how successful a show is, Wheel is definitely a success. It tops the ratings charts as the #1 program in syndication for 54 consecutive sweep periods. It's popular, all right, but still the question most viewers want has to do more with the man instead of the numbers.
So what is Pat Sajak like when we don't see him?
It's pretty much the same. I mean, I'm a kind of a Weisenheimer and kid around a lot, and I'm fairly low-key, and I try to be that way on the air, too. When you're on the air, there's a certain performance level you're always at, and things are a little more intense. But it's not like I have to put on this false face when I go on. That would be very hard for me to do. I mean, that would wear me out to do it. To do something this long, I don't think I could have two different personalities going on.
But of course, there is another personality that plays a large role in the Wheel's success.
From Houston, it's Wheel of Fortune.
Vanna White shares the limelight with Pat Sajak every night. Over the course of a year, she will wear over 200 gowns.
Well, I have a question. I want to put this as gentlemanly as possible, but how do those work exactly?
How does it work?
The dress I'm talking about. What I mean is, how does it remain in a sort of an upright position?
That's a good question. No, it's a little tight.
Yeah.
And it just kind of stays there.
It's like stapled or something?
No, it's just
kind of.
It's just you zip it up and everything stays.
Well, nothing's been answered. See you tomorrow.
And aside from being a delight to talk to, she's also one of the select few to have a listing in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I am for clapping most times on television.
What do you average per show?
720. I'd like to meet the person who counted those claps.
Really? With all the attention, you would think Pat and Vanna would have gone Hollywood.
We're normal people, you know, we just happen to be on TV and people think of us as someone else, I think, but we really are normal, everyday people, your next door neighbor, and I grew up, as I said, in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, so I'm just a Southern girl.
A Southern girl who hasn't forgotten how to charm a crowd. While Vanna is undoubtedly happy with her position on Wheel of Fortune, her original dream of Hollywood was quite different.
I always wanted to be on TV, and I moved to Los Angeles in 1980 and tried my best to do things, and then I heard about Wheel of Fortune, and I was a big fan of the show, so I knew everything about the job. You know, I said, I'm perfect for this. Please let me audition. And I was able to audition, and Merv Griffin made the final decision over 200 other girls. Thank you, Merv. And that was 15 years ago.
The wheel has changed over those 15 years, and so have Pat and Vanna. Pat Sajak is now married and shares a happy home with his wife and 2 young children.
We do a fair amount of traveling and the things that all families do. I mean, our kids in a little league, and, you know, our little girls doing our little ballet thing and all that stuff that you get to do. But again, the joy for me is I don't have to be somewhere from 9 to 5 every day and miss all that stuff. So it's pretty neat.
Vanna White is also married. She and her husband also have 2 children. Vanna's pregnancy was no secret to longtime wheel watchers either, as they shared the experience while Vanna continued to turn letters while expecting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Giovanna Santo Pietro, the newest addition to Vanna's family. Hi there.
After I had my kids, my whole life changed. They became #1 to me, and all the other stuff just kind of drifted away.
The relationship between Pat and Vanna off-screen is as good as it appears on-screen.
We play ourselves on TV, and very few people do that. Most people are playing a role of some kind that's not them, but hey, Pat and I can't hide. We are what we are.
Perhaps that's why Wheel of Fortune and its hosts remain so popular. They have not lost their perspective on life, and they've managed to remain themselves in spite of their jobs.
The stage is set, the lights are in place. Must be time for the show to begin. So don't go away, because the countdown begins now.
Feel the excitement. They're warming up the wheel. They're getting ready to go.
The crowd is pumped. The contestants are pumped. I'm getting a little pumped up. You know, after all the wheelmobile craziness and the contestant tryouts, it's time.
That's right. It's time, just about time for the show to begin.
It's show day for producer Harry Friedman and the cast and crew of Wheel of Fortune.
It's a great joy to come into a city like this, have 4,000 or 5,000 people applaud your work, and go home and say, gee, I was part of the Wheel of Fortune experience and I loved it.
And enthusiastic Houston audiences make it all worthwhile.
There's so much going on about it, and the sweet men come up and down here and tell you when to be quiet, and I do.
Smiles and applause make the producer very happy.
It's everything we hoped it would be, and I hope that our show is everything that the audience hoped it would be, and I think so. I think they're going to feel real good about us bringing the show here when they watch it on the air.
From Houston, it's Wheel of Fortune.
We hope you've enjoyed our behind-the-scenes look at Wheel of Fortune. I tell you, it's been a fun time for us. Now, don't forget, the Houston version of Wheel of Fortune episodes begin May 4th, 6:30 p.m., and they run for 2 weeks right here on Channel 11.
We have had such a great time, and we hope that you can join us for the Spirit of Texas this morning on Channel 11, Monday through Friday, starting at 5:30 a.m.
See you then.
Have a great
good
night.
weekend.
Bye-bye.
Workout maniac?
No.
No.
No. Not at all. Just a maniac, that's all.
I'm a wheel watcher.
Would you like a bagel? No.
Hello there.
So what do you guys think? Did we
I think y'all did
have we
marvelous.
captured it?
I think y'all did marvelous.
Yeah?
What do you think about the Houston audience so far? Is it pretty
If they could just hold it down just a little bit, because some of our crew is trying to sleep.